Chapter 2 Tornado. Sand tornado, they cried. The swirling sand tornado was ripping a path across the desert. It moved closer. They reached for Scarlet's pole, but a giant waves rose up, knocking Ted over. He started sinking beneath the sand as the wave pulled him farther away. Scarlet, Blaze, Ted cried out. He tried to fly, but the wind was too strong. From the ground, all Ted could see was sand. Scarlet jumped onto Blaze's back as a big gust of wind pushed them forward to land next to Ted. Ted grabbed hold of Blaze's tail, and Blaze pulled as hard as she could until Ted was free from the sand. "Are you okay?" Scarlet shouted. Ted nodded. "Thanks for rescuing me." But Scarlet did not answer. She stared at something behind him, her eyes wide. Blaze gave a loud warning. Peep! The sand tornado moved closer and closer. Scarlet grabbed Ted's wing. "We have to find a shelter," she cried. Ted shook his head. "There is no time," he replied, looking at his friends. "Blaze, you're the only one strong enough to fly out of the storm. We'll have to go on without us." Blaze stamped to her feet. "No," she cried. The sand tornado was almost upon them. Suddenly, Blaze raised her bright wings. Her feathers flapped in the wind, but she didn't fly away. Instead, she wrapped her wings around Ted and Scarlet, making a cocoon. Then she ducked her head inside, bending low, digging her long talons deep into the sand. Ted could hear the roar of the tornado as it surrounded them. "The tornado is up on top of us," he said, his feathers shaking. Scarlet's tail flicked back and forth. "I'm scared," she yelled. Ted reached for Scarlet's paw, and Blaze gave a little peep. The three friends clung to each other as tightly as they could, waiting for a tornado to blow them away. Chapter 3 A Magical Meadow. Slowly, the loud roar of wind faded, and the sand beneath their feet was still again. "Has the tornado passed?" Ted asked. Blaze lifted her head to look out across the desert. "Safe," she said, opening her wings. Ted blinked. He couldn't believe his eyes. The sky was clear, and there was no sign that there had ever seen a tornado. "Look," Scarlet gasped, pointing to a deep groove in the sand. The tornado had passed right over where they stood. Ted hooted in amazement. "I can't believe how strong your wings are, Blaze." Blaze smiled. "You saved us," Scarlet told her, giving her a hug. "Super strong wings must be another of your magical Firehalk powers," Ted said to Blaze. "Just like your fire power and your cry." Scarlet brushed the sand out of her fur. "That was close. Even with Blaze's powers," she said. They checked that their piece of the amber stone was safe. Ahead, he could see a wide green line on the horizon. He pointed to it. "Do you see that?" "We're near the end of the desert," Scarlet cried. She raced across the sand. Ted and Blaze spread the wings and flew after her. As Ted neared the edge of the shifting sands, he could see the tops of lush green trees. "I hope there's water close by." Ted thought. He was thirsty after swallowing all the sand. Ted and Blaze soon landed in the meadow of fruit trees. Scarlet stood near a pool filled by a small waterfall. All around them were hundreds of colorful flowers. Ted took a deep breath. The air smelled so fresh. "Where are we?" Scarlet asked, picking a sparkly purple flower and tucking beneath her armor. They looked at Grace's map, but there was no meadow. I'm not sure. Maybe this is a magical place. It sure feels like it, Scarlet said. Blaze nodded and ducked her face in the cool, sweet-tasting water. The friends are pineapple and mango and papaya until their tummies were full. And they filled their water pouches and gathered fruit for the journey ahead. Tag flew into the branches of a nearby tree. In the distance were two old brown hills. We're almost at the Whispering Hawk, Tag called. We should keep moving. Can't you stay just a little longer? Scarlet begged. Pip, Blaze agreed. Thorn and his species might be close behind. Tag replied, We must go now. The friends walked to the edge of the meadow. The dark shadow of a huge crept closer, and Tag shivered as the air grew cold. Finally, they reached the foot of the two hills. The Whispering Oak is on the other side of these hills, Tag said. Chapter 4. Tunnel of Species. We don't have to climb over the hills, Scarlet asked, looking up at the two huge, craggy hills. Fly? Blaze asked. There is a path through the middle of the hills, they said, pointing a narrow tunnel. That way will be quicker. The three friends entered the tunnel between the hills. It was dark and cold. The tunnel was as wide as it was tall, and Blaze's had brushed the ceiling. Everything was dusty and brown. A few bushes and trees grew out of the rock-covered hillsides, but they were all dead or dying. It's like the shadow has already been here, Scarlet whispered, loading her slingshots. Scarlet might be right, they thought, pulling out his dagger. I just hope Thorn hasn't already found the next piece of the emberstone. Scarlet reached for the slingshot. Do we have any more acorns? She asked. I'm running low. They felt inside his sack, then shook his head. I'm sure there will be more at the Whispering Oak, he told her. Is our piece of the stone warm yet? Scarlet asked. Tag checked their emberstone. The two pieces they had already found had joined together to make one stone. It still feels cool, he said. Keep checking it. The stone will get warmer when we closer to the next piece. Scarlet replied. As Tag walked along, something dripped onto his head. Tag shivered and wiped his face with his wing. It's too dark, Scarlet said. Blaze, can your wings light the way? Blaze gently flapped the wings up and down. One by one, her golden feathers lit up in flames to let out a soft glow. The light cast shadows along the walls and the nooks and crannies in the prairie rock. Tag shuddered. This tunnel is a perfect place for thorn species to hide, he thought. Tag took the load while Blaze followed, with Scarlet keeping a lookout to the back. Stay on your guard, Stay on your guard, Tag whispered. The tunnel grew narrower. There's a cracking sound ahead. Sand and rocks fell away from the wall. Tag held his dagger tighter in its wing as creeping black shapes scuttled across the ground. We are not alone, Tag whispered.